Nigel Gooding just out from Ipswich versus Peterborough, what should have been a match I was really looking forward to at the start. I am so angry. This may not come across as angry as I'm probably feeling at the moment, just to refrain myself from swearing too much. That was absolutely shambolic. I don't know, as a Town fan, I don't know why we have to put up with such suffering. You know, we go for a few matches where we start playing well. We had a really good run of 4 matches, particularly like the Accrington Stanley game. I came out and said the intensity we were playing, you know, the players were all moving forward as a unit. We saw absolutely none of that today. It was shocking. Those players should actually be embarrassed of themselves. And they should be embarrassed picking up their wage check this week. I saw the guys collecting for the Each Hospice out here before the match. They should be donating some of that money to Each for the embarrassment that was today. Really impressed with Peterborough though. They really look like a team that are going to go up, probably with Rotherham, who I was impressed with earlier in the week as well. I think particularly the 3 of Tony, Dembele, Shambolic, they really look good today. But the difference was when they got the ball, they got forward quickly with it, and it didn't take them long to get a decent shot in. For us, again, there's a bit too much passing at times, and yes, I've got no problem with being patient if you get an end product from it, but when we do get it, they're just not moving forward quick enough and breaking out. Particularly in the first half, there were little groups of 4 of them passing around in a very, very tight unit of 4, and not actually spreading out and moving away from the ball again. I really don't quite know where we go from here. The transfer window was slammed shut last night. We had no new additions, and a lot of teams will look at us and think, yep, Town, they've got a strong group of players there, and they should be playing much, much better than this. That, you know, the potential is there, and yet we don't seem to be able to perform or get it together. I really don't know where we go from here, but we have got to start picking up some points again quick if we're going to keep in that top 6. And ideally, we were trying to get a top 2 place, but I really cannot see it now. We've failed all season to get a win against anybody in that top 6. Mostly draws, and I think about 4 losses against the top teams now. On to Sunderland next week, which is going to be really tough away. I thought today was my banker on trying to get some points out of this game against Rotherham, Peterborough and Sunderland. I cannot see us getting anything at Sunderland, but if we get a draw there, that will be a cracking result for the Town. Okay, on to the next match. That's enough. I'm so angry.
Right, it's David again. What makes that worse is that of all of the clubs in the Football League, Peterborough are the one that I despise most. I cannot stand them. Their chairman is a loathsome cretin. Their supporters today are absolutely useless. 2,000 of them sitting there silently while their team win 4-1. There's nothing about Peterborough that is in any way other than crass and revolting. So that really hurts because I despise them more than I do Norwich. So beyond that, a catalogue of cock-ups. It was right in front of me, but I'm not making a judgment on whether it was or wasn't a penalty to start with, but it really got on my tits because the referee didn't give it, the linesman didn't give it until such time as the Peterborough players got in their faces. And that's the second decision we've had given against us this year, which is down to weak refereeing when they intimidate the referee. I presume that's the influence of Alex Ferguson getting in the face of referees, seeing as Darren Loathsome Ferguson's in charge there. So, I mean, Norris, I was hugely critical after Lincoln, should have been out. Wickham, why? And today, yes, the woman who moans all the time behind us mysteriously was defending Norris today. But goalkeepers do make mistakes. Yeah, sure. But not every single sodding game like Norris does. And I don't give a flying monkeys whether or not Wolves want us to play him. If Wolves want him to have games, Wolves can bloody play him themselves. We've got our own goalkeeper who's a damn sight better than he is. Piss off and don't come back. Thank you very much. So I don't want to see Norris again. Equally, Lambert. I know we've given the god of all things a 5-year contract for some mysterious reason, because obviously football managers are really long-lived and always last for 5 years. Worked really well for Pardew at Newcastle, his 7-year contract. Just giving you a contract doesn't make you a good manager. And yet again, tactically, right, up until their second goal, we were in the game perfectly well. And I thought we were unlucky at that point. We had a cock-up and a dubious whatever, and 2-0 down. But we were in the game and we were playing decently on the ground. And I've been hugely critical of Edwards, but Edwards having a good game, Downs having a good game. I was liking it. Half-time changes things round. Okay, because things are getting a bit ragged, as they do. And our heads drop and we have no second idea. Once things are going against us, we don't know what to do. Skews has been slowing stuff down. So the obvious thing, there you want some creativity in it, you want to do something different. No. You change formations, or sort of, do you? You put 3 up front, but it's not quite 3 up front. You keep Skews on, who's slowing stuff down. And then later on you bring Sears on somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where Sears was. I suddenly noticed him a little while later on. Oh, he's still on the pitch. What was it? There's no tactical guile or thought to it. We cannot change games. And for me, that whole cock-up, the same as against Rotherham, you don't match a physical side up trying to be physical when you've got people like Edwards in the side. You can't do it. You play to your strengths. You play round them. You play on the floor. That's how you play well. Lambert has not the foggiest idea about how to change a game, and I don't care how many people are going to go, oh, you've got to back the manager. Not if he's being a pillock. And frankly, he's being a pillock, and a 5-year contract is stupid. We should have given him to the end of the season and gone see where you are then. There's no plan, there's no structure, there's no nothing. And there's just about every single thing I hate about football in there. The shithousing around the referee the Peterborough players did every single time, which really gets on my nerves. We're supposed to have stamped that out. The crap refereeing decisions at the start because they're weak. Bollocks goalkeeping from Norris, who doesn't deserve a place in the side at all. And tactical ineptness from a useless manager. Roll on Sunderland.
Well, I'm going to pull no punches here, I think, because that was dreadful. First things first, we said it before, the officials in this league are dreadful, aren't they? Another game where penalty's been given, give it for a goal kick to us, and then to gone to the line, and apparently it's a penalty. Nowhere near a penalty, got the ball. I don't understand that at all. It's one of the reasons why we need to get out of this league, isn't it? This horrid league, horrid refs, horrid linos, just we need to get out. I know it's not so good up top, in the Championship either, but they're so much better than what they are here in this league. So that's what we need to get out of this league straight away. Second thing, Norris. I said it after Lincoln, send him back. I said it after Wickham, send him back. Still here, still costing us games, isn't he? But I haven't got a good left foot, I'm right-footed, but I know if it comes to my left foot, I boot it out. What does he do? He tries to put it on his left foot and he concedes us a goal. Idiot. Let him go. We're talking about signing him permanently. Why? Why would we sign him permanently after that? Me, if I was Lambert, which I'm quite glad I'm not, because to be honest, I'm beginning to think he's a waste of space. I'll get back to that in a minute. But if that was me, you take off Norris as soon as that's happened and you bring on Holy on, make a statement, because you can't be making mistakes like that. No way can you. It's 3 times now where he's cost us something and you can't keep doing it. And Holy, I think we'll start against Sunderland. I hope he does. I'm going up to Sunderland next week and I don't want to be driving all that way and then see Will Norris in goal. I don't want to see him anymore. He needs to go. Bugger off. Simple as that. Lambert, again, I just said, he goes on about how the fans need to be on the side, we need to pull together for our home form. I'm sorry, 19,000 here today. First home game of the season. I can't remember how many of us was, but it's biggest home attendance we've had for a while. We've been here all season. We've been supporting him, been supporting the team. We're not going to get behind the team if they play like that. We should be fighting for top 2, shouldn't we? And I can't even see us getting top 2 at the moment. So, nah, you can't say that. You should be performing, and they're not. We didn't perform against Rotherham, and we didn't perform today. That was absolutely poor. It's all a facade. I said it ages ago. I worked him out ages ago. Absolute technically inept. If we go up, then he's going to get found out again next season because he's poor. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's simple as that. You've done well getting the fans on side, but this carries on and we don't go up, we're going to lose him. We've got 4.5 years left of this muppet, and unfortunately we've got to stick with him because we can't afford to pay him off. So hopefully he walks soon if it carries on like this. I can't see us going up top 2 now. It would be playoffs if anything, which is risky, and I don't want that to happen. So we'll see about that, I guess. But Scouse, I like Scouse, but why keep him on? He slows the game down. He doesn't create anything. You're 2-0 down, and you bring on Norwood, which good option, but good player to bring on. But you don't take off one of your most creative players in Judge. You keep him on and try and create something, and that didn't happen. And then all of a sudden, we're 3-0 down, sort of straight away. Another thing, I noticed straight after half time, we were 2-0 down. They got a corner, and all of us are back. We boot it out, and then there's no one up there. We're trying to win this game, 2-0 down, and there's just everyone's back defending, and you can't counter. Everything about today was just bad. I'm trying not to swear, but yeah, this season has turned to absolute. I swore. I don't care. It has though. We had 2 good home games, didn't we, in Accrington and Lincoln? We thought, oh yeah, maybe we've turned it around. The rotating stopped, and all of a sudden it's just gone downhill again. And the thing is, we've got no excuses now because we're not rotating anymore. We should start having a settled squad. I know they haven't played together as much as what perhaps Peterborough have. They got used to each other. But at the same time, they're starting to know each other, and it should start working for us, and it's not. And for some reason, we're not going up top 2 now. We've got a tactically inept manager, absolute poor. Not looking forward to Sunderland now. I know they lost today, which is good, but can't see us going there and getting anything. If we do, we'll be lucky. Fingers crossed we do, but nah, I can't see it happening.
Well, I don't really know what to say about that. I'm not going to talk about the game now in isolation. 4 mistakes, not a lot that Lambert can do about that. The goalkeeping mistake is just an absolute howler. There's nothing that you can do about that. But my biggest gripe is, what is the overall picture? He's been given a 5-year contract for building this style of play, the way the club want to go forward, and I don't know what it is. I haven't seen anything to suggest that there's some kind of plan there. He's stuck on a formation, and it was working, although against limited opposition it started looking good. They were gelling and playing some football, and then what has happened in the last week to put in those 2 absolute disgraceful performances? I don't get it. Against Lincoln, they got the ball down and they controlled the game, and it was one of the most comfortable 1-0 wins you'll ever see. And then they've played 2 teams who are right in the mix at the top, and they've gone to jelly. I don't get what the game plan is. Against Rotherham on Tuesday night, you're playing against giants. Why are you looking to play that really direct, really physical sort of game? Get the ball down and try and play around them. They're surely not going to be as mobile if you can do that. Try and play your game. Don't let the other team dictate. And then today, you've seen that Peterborough are a well-oiled machine. They've got a very, very fearsome striker in Tony, who scored a penalty today, didn't score any others. I don't get why Town. I would have come away today 2-0, 3-0 defeat against a team who were better than Town, with Town trying to play the way that they've been trying to play the last few weeks and keeping the ball down, trying to dictate the game. And instead, they've gone back to the way they played against Rotherham, of this very direct game, and it isn't working. It just doesn't work. Peterborough had us at arm's length all day, and we just absolutely didn't deserve anything from that. I mean, even the goal, didn't deserve the goal. It was a rash challenge. At 4-0 up, it's an aberration for them. But we didn't deserve a goal. We could have played all night and we wouldn't look like scoring. And that's my worry. What is the way forward? What are they going to try and play? Are we trying to play the ball down? Are we trying to play it from the back and play possession football? Or are we going to be more direct and play more physical? And if that's the case, then why is Norwood not starting? Because Keane won't give you that physicality, and Jackson is the player in behind. So you're not going to keep the ball. So unless you have someone like Norwood who's willing to put himself about a bit, then what's the point in playing that? It's just... and the fact that he played Scouse at home, 2 holding midfielders, maybe from the start being compact, maybe I can forgive, but at 2-0 down, why is he still on the pitch? I mean, what is he giving you as an attacking chance to get back in the game? At the end of the day, Town, I'm not going to go over the top, because Town are still right in the mix and could very much get automatic promotion or get promotion through the playoffs, or at least in the playoffs. But we're in there because of the tightness of the league, not because Town have been brilliant. And I'm afraid with more home games than away games coming up, I fear, because our home form is wretched, and against teams in the top 8, if you can't beat the top end of League One, then I hate to think what it'd be like in the Championship next season. There's just nothing, no style, no pattern, and, well, if we did stay in League One and Lambert decided to go, would it be the worst thing?